I.S.U.P.K.
Why we definitely wanted to have you on. You all are so vocal, especially on my page. I'm not sure which one of you all is always on my page commenting.
Well, probably me.
I think
he's the one that I watched the video of earlier this weekend, last night.
And we get into some good debates, like good conversations. And I think that's important, especially with these topics, and particularly about relationships, because everyone has their 2 cents about what makes a healthy relationship, what makes a very substantive relationship. But polyamory and polygamy is often a hot topic within that, because some people feel like it's cheating. Some people feel like, yeah, you can love multiple people. Some people say it's not even about love, it's about financial convenience, and it's about making sure you sustain a household. So, we wanted to, before we get into some of our other talks, we're going to go ahead and talk about this first, because I know the Indianapolis Israelites have to leave a little bit early. So we're going to talk about that first.
I'm on the fence, so I'm open. I don't feel no way about it.
Yeah. Okay.
One way or the other, so I'm just really trying to say who's gonna sway my opinion. If it works for you and that's what you want to do, by all means do it. If it doesn't, don't do it. I think it's different strokes for different folks. I know a lot of people who are ignorant to, the whole poly life. When it first comes off, it automatically comes off as a sexual thing, or a money thing, or a control thing. So, I want to know from you guys, what is the basis of having the multiple wives, like in you guys' studies, like what is the basis of it?
When you say basis, when you say basis, you mean like why the brothers do it?
Why? Where did it come from? What do y'all teach on it?
Yeah, no sweat. In our belief, in our teachings at our school over on 2630 East 10th Street on 10th and Rule, we got our classes Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So when brothers come in off the streets, brothers come in on drugs or selling drugs from prisons, all different type of lifestyles, and we raise them brothers up. Now, when this topic comes up, we teach what's biblical. Our school is biblically based, you know what I'm saying, Old Testament and New Testament. So we teach them what the scriptures say. It ain't about, what our mama told us, what grandmama told us, what America tells you, what your Christian pastor tell you. What is the scriptures? What does the Bible tell you? And in the scriptures, it tells you about multiple wives. It even has laws on how to deal with multiple wives, because there's laws on it too. In our culture, we believe that we were the Israelites in the scriptures. We were with Moses. We was the hard-headed people that went against Moses, even though we seen miracles. We was the people that kept disobeying the Most High, and He put us in slavery. So, being those people, we needed the rules and the laws of the Most High established in us, because black people are very social people. We are people where we hook up, you know what I'm saying? Brothers got swag, sisters looking good. You put 2 and 2 together and it's automatic. But there's also got to have rules behind that, or else you're going to have what's in the black community now. You're going to have what's in the Christian church now.
Right.
When you go to that Christian church, or you go any black space where black people are, every black person, they have their own belief on how I should do a relationship. I can sleep with her if the sex wasn't right, then good night, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. The sisters saying the same thing. You gotta test the waters. You gotta sleep with, many partners.
Right.
In our school, when brothers come in off the streets, when brothers coming in off that lifestyle, they usually want something different. They usually want something better.
Right.
They usually want something that they can feel is righteous. You understand? So we come in, we teach them, look, you can have more than one wife. You can have more than one woman. But we teach them the laws on how to do it. We teach them the right way how to do it. Not to go out. We teach, it's a whole lot of laws. You know
What's
what I
the
mean?
right way?
The right way to do it is this. When you sleep with that woman, that is the marriage. That is the bond. You understand? Even when you go into, you say you got the white man's way of marriage where you get the papers. You walk down the aisle. The marriage isn't consummated until you go to what? The honeymoon. You know what I'm saying? That's after the marriage that make it official. When y'all two come together and become one.
Right.
You understand? We teach the brothers when they come in, don't go out and just, I can sleep with multiple women. Oh, it's on.
Right.
And just start gaming up a whole lot of women and sleeping with a whole lot of women. Because when you sleep with that woman, that's your responsibility now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And if you get with a woman that, there's even women out there that can destroy your brother.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's in the scriptures too. Sisters that could destroy your brother. So we teach brothers not to take sex seriously. That's one of the first things, you know what I mean, that we'll drop on a brother and let him know. You got to take sex seriously.
Right.
Sex is the only thing. Taught this by Gen.YAHANNA, the 12th year general in our school. Sex is the only thing where you get life or death from that one act. You can get life, having a baby, bringing a whole other person in the world, serious matter. Or you can get death, HIV and AIDS. Black community is damn near in the top as far as HIV and AIDS in America, on the planet. We up there with the African countries.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And we got condoms, and we got the so-called knowledge and medicines and this and that. So that just lets you know where the situation we in, where brothers need this type of knowledge that we teach. They come to the school and they get that knowledge, but brothers need it, sisters need it too.
Right.
You understand? And I think you want to reconnect in there. But
we have it also shared on there too.
It's recorded
So,
on multiple places.
and I shared that to your page, so you should.
most out of Christ, appreciate it, sis.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. You bring up some valid points and some points that I'd like to kind of pull out and flesh out a little bit. You teach the value of sex and respecting sex as a valuable form of being intimate.
Right.
So, especially when it comes to polygamous relationships or the marriage of multiple people, how does that unit work? Are there two guys and one woman, or one guy with multiple women?
Stop it.
Multiple women. I'm just trying to flesh this out. The different units. I already know the answer, but I really want them to know. I want the people that are viewing this to know as well how that unit works for your arrangements.
Right. Well, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, as far as it's mainly in the scriptures. It's multiple wives. You know what I mean? It's not as much so as one woman sleeping with multiple men. You understand? Because in the scriptures, that would be seen as whoredom.
What about multiple husbands? Because you said wife and then you said man.
When a man goes up into, now notice something. When a man goes up into a woman, the woman reshapes. You know what I'm saying? And her, anatomy is made to fit that man's anatomy. You know what I'm saying? But when she gets with another man, now there's a different fitting.
There's not, because our anatomy, our muscles, they have the ability to snatch back.
Oh, really? For
My
how long?
It just depends.
You know,
It just
I mean, you
depends.
can only stretch something for so long
our
before it
bodies-
can't snap
our
right,
bodies are made
right
like
back
that.
though.
But
You know what I'm saying? And then when it can't stretch back, what you doing then?
I don't do nothing because I don't take it.
Well,
I feel like other flex, you know what I'm saying? You say the white man's church, but you're taking, you can't pick and choose what you take. You can't pick and choose what you take from the white man's church. You saying,
well, one thing, we should cast it all out, to be honest with you.
Oh, I mean, okay, you said we should, but you haven't. That's the difference.
We haven't?
We should, but you haven't.
No, I.S.U.P.K has. That's the problem.
You said when you lay in
Other
bed
people have
and
not.
you consummate the marriage, the flesh. That's everybody's problem. They think that marriage and being connected to a person, you have to be physical to do that. And you don't. If you reach a woman's, you know, we're all taught, Western civilization or whatever, that a way to a woman is here, when really is here.
Whoa, wait a minute now. You just brought out something else.
I mean, it's the truth. So, to me, consummating a marriage or having sex
So
is
you
not
pretty much
on the
saying
top of the
is,
list for me.
whoever you learning from, you have consummated mentally with them.
If I'm taking it to, if we're talking about marriage, because right now we're not living in back in them days, we live right now. So if we're talking about right now, and I'm planning on marrying somebody, you absolutely right. I have to connect with them spiritually and emotionally before they
And
ever
marriage means sex, don't it?
Not to me.
No.
That's an opinion.
No.
Oh, really? That's just based on
Marriage
opinion.
means sex. It doesn't, like, that's an
Really?
opinion. Just like
With that man's DNA on you, that's
just like the white man
inside
saying
you,
that
that's
marriage
only
is a
opinion.
paper is an opinion. And just
Alright.
like y'all saying marriage is when we consummate and have sex, that's an opinion. You know what I mean? None of those are facts.
What you're pretty much saying is that, you know, that you can have sex with whoever and
I
you're
didn't
not
say
going
that.
into those.
Having sex with, first of all, you teach not to stop teaching sex first, or when you can't have multiple women. It's okay if you connect to multiple women mentally, spiritually, and they for your kingdom, all y'all come together fine, but you already going in the wrong, saying you just can't go out and have sex with multiple women. You have to do this, you have to go about it right. Right is learning the mind
Well,
first,
what
the
about
heart
women
first,
with the
the
men?
soul first, then the body.
Because let me tell you one thing that y'all teach, the women
I'm
teach.
not y'all, and
wait a
women,
minute, hold on,
and y'all have
let me
different
get
opinions.
let it start. Wait a minute, let's put some order to this whole situation right here. Let's speak one at a time. You know, so things don't get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? So what you pretty much mentioned is, you said, you know, you had mentioned something about getting, you know, in mentally and all of that. You know, so now what you're now admitting is, whoever gets inside your psyche, you're connected with.
But I have to allow them to get inside my psyche. I'm a strong woman. You just can't get inside my psyche.
When
And
you
it
got
comes with
sisters out
upbringing,
there
it has nothing to do with church or nothing,
you know,
it comes
that
with how
don't
you
have
raised.
husbands and consistent relationships, somebody has got in our psyche.
You assuming I don't have a husband or a consistent relationship. You don't know me personally. When you say woman, you
I
use
can
an
tell
umbrella
a
of
lot
all
of things
women.
by the way that you're speaking.
I don't have a husband because I don't desire a husband. I'm not married because I don't desire to be
You
married.
do desire to be married.
I don't
Every
desire to
woman
be married
does.
right now. I'm gonna get married when
Sister,
I decide to
every
be
woman
married.
desires to be married.
And if I could, let's get to scripture.
Definitely not.
Scripture.
I know a lot of people don't desire to be married.
First Timothy 5:14. You understand? Because a lot of
As long
times
as you-
it
as long
is
as you
opinion. A lot of times it is opinion. It's that person's opinion, and that's within the black community now. It's just a bunch of opinions.
Right.
But in the Israelite school UPK, we don't deal in abstract opinions.
Right.
You understand? To raise up a nation, you need a law, a structure,
Right.
an order. Just same with a household. If you went to and had all your kids together and said, let's get the opinions and make it happen with all these opinions,
Right.
you're gonna have nothing. You
But
need
you-
a structure.
Just because someone take an opinion and build a philosophy off of it and say it's a fact doesn't make it a fact. Let me let you go ahead and say what you
Go
need to
ahead.
say.
I just want to, I think, break it down to a very basic level of relationships and dating, and that's really what the topic is about. When it comes to polygamy and a polygamous relationship, and let's make it clear since we want to bring it back to those times, women were not respected. We were not able to do a lot of the things that men were able to do. So yeah, during those times, yes, women were seen as less than. So the men had their run of the mill when it came to women and our respect level and how we should be handled as women. So when it comes to something sexual, the scriptures that you speak about are solely based off of a cultural kind of socialist environment during those times. So when you think about it, that time, no, dating back forward where we are now, it's 2019 when it comes to a basic level of relationships. What is polygamy teaching? it's the same thing, but I mean, it comes down to if it's a sexual thing, if it's a financial gain, and then there's other subcategories that break down into polygamy. There's polyamory and
There's
polygyny,
polyandry.
and so it's different categories, and more so, it's not a woman having several husbands. Usually, it's for the man's benefit, and him having that. It's that selfish need that okay, this is what indulges me. So we can go back to that.
Well, I will say that, put it on my scholar hat, that there are societies and cultures around the world that have used polygamy as a egalitarian structure, meaning that everyone within that household has an equal play within that relationship.
I'm not against it for that particular reason.
Now, I'm for that type of structure. Now, what you and I have had conversations about is about the power structure of women. I know that oftentimes, especially within your teaching, the man is the head, and the man is the head, and you're teaching the warriors to be the head by any means necessary. So within that structure, there is that power imbalance, that women are told that they are pretty much to be seen and not heard. And for me, as a violence prevention advocate, for someone that has survived it, that is often a very scary outlook and a scary structure. So what are you all teaching within your warriors to make sure that if you all, more power to you, if you all teach these things to your warriors, what are you all saying to prevent that power structure to get out of hand and violence or other means of making sure that a woman, and I'm putting rabbit fingers up, stays in their place. So what are you teaching to prevent that from happening within that structure?
And that's a good heavy question, but let me get a couple things. One thing she said, which is not true, she said that the women were not respected in the Israelite culture.
Right.
You understand? Women are highly respected in the scriptures.
Right.
There's plenty of women, even the parable in the Apocrypha that said there's nothing more powerful than a woman.
Right.
Because a woman knocked the crown off a king's head and he laughed.
Right.
You understand? So the scriptures speak very highly of women.
That's right.
But it also speaks very highly of the man as well. You understand? The black man. Okay? One of the things you said also is by any means necessary. We don't teach a brother is by any means necessary to get the woman to follow you or this and that.
Right.
Believe it or not, there's a lot of women that want a man to take the charge.
Right.
They want a man to come in and be the head. They want a man to say, hey, look, you need to be in bed by this time because all this stuff is going on and whatnot. And there's woman that says, he's right, I do need to get in bed early because I'm stressing out at this job.
Right.
And he's got a point, and he's looking out for me. He's saying I'm working myself to death in this kingdom. You understand? So there's sisters that want that.
Let nobody tell you cry. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works out.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good ship. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?